I called my mom. Woo, woo, woo. I mean, just like tell me what happened. I couldn't get it
It's
out.
it's so hard.
And
That's your
then Starlight
baby.
that Tuesday morning, they called
I
me.
have to learn
I'm
my
thinking
lessons
they
the hard
calling
way.
me
I
with some
always
good
do.
We
news
all
or
do. That's
something.
life. That's life. Life's a bitch. Life's a bitch. Yeah.
And then you fuck her.
Because when I start fucking people, it gets really dirty really fast because I'm actually really fucking good at it. So I have to like
Yeah,
reel myself in
no, no,
sometimes,
no,
you
no,
know?
no, 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 no.
Oh, thank you, Nick.
It
No
don't
dirty
happen.
talk.
All right, who's ready for pure
I didn't. No, no,
unadulterated
no, no, no. I
racism?
didn't mean it in the dirty way. I
Let's
meant it in the
go.
like mean
Like
way.
fucking people
Yeah,
over.
let's
Like fucking
go.
people over.
It's sad. I'd rather hear that, but you know.
No, it's not. I mean,
I didn't mean it in that way. I'm sorry. I meant it
is
in the like.
racism
I can
even
be very
bad?
mean.
No, it saves lives.
It's not even. It's
It's not the
natural.
background.
It's not me this time.
Not me.
Mm.
I think it's you.
Oh, this is fireworks. Y'all hear fireworks?
No, it's
That's
like this
radio or
like
something.
weird chatter. Yeah, radio in the background.
I think that might be the fireworks he's talking about.
Be
No,
bugs.
it's got radio chatter, Effie.
Sound like a CB radio.
Oh, you talking about the crickets? Oh,
Where
okay.
did Cam go? Did she leave?
Yeah. I dropped her for you.
Oh dang!
Cam.
She said you want to finish the conversation. I'm not sure what it was though.
Oh, it was about her being a lesbian.
She's not though, right?
No,
Right.
she's not. She's not. She's not.
She's dating a white guy, right?
Yeah. If you would, Effie, that would be wonderful. Thank you. I'm sorry, Cam. Yeah, he's leaving now.
Cam, come back up. Somebody walking on crutches.
What in the world?
Sounds like Memphis.
What about
That sounded like I don't know why, but that sounded like almost horrifying. Like I saw something, and I saw like a prison, and I saw like a.
It sounded like he was going up like back stairs. And
I saw shackles. Oh,
Yeah.
that was scary. All right.
Plantation days, the good old days.
Yeah, it was like something that we are never supposed to hear, kind of thing. Like a thing that our ears were never
A
designed.
genetic whisper from the past.
Okay.
Well, a whisper, but not familiar. An unfamiliar whisper. Does that make sense? Because it's like some people know that whisper, like it's their mother, but others don't know that whisper. Oh, wait.
Ooh, I heard a chirp too. Hold up.
Whoa!
What was that? Who has a chirp?
Whoa.
Black
Who's
on the panel.
Do we got an enemy?
panel.
Do we got?
Who's
Hold up. Hold on,
Is that a
everybody.
ULC?
We need a cat. Was that?
No, it's definitely not me. Definitely
No,
not me.
everybody stand back, stand clear. I think Cat's got a.
No, y'all can all mute up and listen. It's definitely not me.
Cat, you got an N-word in the wood pile?
Is somebody going to own their behavior, or are we going to have to catch an N-word?
Fuck. Why?
Own your.
Guys, I'm on literally. I'm in my house and I'm on mute. So if what's going on, you'll hear it. It's not me.
Is anyone going to own it?
We heard shackles and then a chirp within 5 seconds.
I did. I literally. This is strange.
What's going on?
This is like a.
I heard it again.
Is it you?
No, it's not. I know it's an LC. No, it's LC. He just puts no LC.
No, it wasn't.
I heard it as soon
He
as
just put his mute on.
You know what? Listen here,
This
Cat.
bullshit.
Don't you
Oh my God,
ever
guys,
blame
I'm not
Wow,
doing
I think
this.
it's because
You don't.
I think it's because she was raised.
Guys, I'm not doing it.
a
No,
black
I'm not
woman.
doing that. Because LC, you put your mute on immediately when that happens.
Oh no,
Might
Cat, it
get
was
blamed
you.
for all this shit. What
Because
the
he
fuck?
went mute immediately. All right, guys, just everyone mute the fuck
Okay,
up.
let's do a head count. How many white? How many white? Let's start at Memphis.
I'm in the car. It's not even possible for me.
I'm in my house for sure, but I mean, if y'all mute up, you won't hear it.
Shit.
All right. Well,
Now you guys got me up to
Okay,
trust the one
Memphis,
in the
back
office.
to you. We
Oh
have to
my
finish our
god, that shit's
conversation.
hilarious as fuck.
Oh.
Well, technically, hey, Robert, we're probably going to hear it again because if the theory's correct, they won't be able to hear it regardless. So we'll just hear it
They
again.
won't.
They'll be
And,
like, what are you
and
talking about?
literally, my thought exactly. They won't know.
So it's all going to come out in the wash.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Cam. What's up?
Oh yeah. So the whole question.
Hey, Robert, we're probably going to hear it again because if the theory's correct, they won't be able to hear it regardless. So we'll just hear
They
it again.
won't.
They'll be
And,
like, what are you
and
talking
literally,
about?
my thought exactly. They won't know.
So it's all going to come out in the wash.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Cam. What's up?
Oh yeah. So the whole question mark comment. You know, you say a lot of crazy shit. So whenever the crazy shit comes out of your mouth, it's kind of like a what the fuck kind of question mark that shows up over my head.
Is there anything in particular that stands out?
No, nothing stands out because it's all crazy.
Oh, just top to bottom, just batshit insane.
Yes, unless you're having like a regular conversation about like, I don't know, boats or something, it's always something over the top.
I don't know what to tell you.
Like, I think there was one time that we were on a panel together and you guys were having a normal conversation about like snorkeling or some shit.
All right.
But Cam,
that was
Cam
me in Memphis.
have you ever attempted to, in the moments that he is saying whatever you find provocative, consider if he were black, like in the moment, just say if he were black and saying the same thing, inverting it to what a black person would have said, so it would kind of be maybe the opposite but the same sentiment. If you're not going to judge it one, why do you get so enraged in the other?
So you're saying if the role, like if the races were reversed?
Yeah, but like really trying to consider like, why are you even reacting? If you sit around black people all day who say worse and you don't even flinch, and you don't, no one does. You kind of just, everybody hears it, everyone mocks white people, nobody notices. But the minute you even like say that like a black person, not because of any other reason except you just say, hey, you're dumb, all of a sudden you're a rapist.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? So growing up, like I grew up in a black community, but the classes I took, it was a little more diversified. And so kind of hear jokes from all ends, if that makes sense. So me hearing something because it's about a black person, that's not necessarily the issue. Like I think anything over the top is a bit much. Like I don't, like on a serious note, like I don't like the blatant, like insane racism, but it's not like I'm going to react to the point where I'm like cussing somebody else, cussing somebody out, or like threatening them and their family. It's kind of like I'm going to have my opinion. Like I'm entitled to have my opinion and feel how I want to feel about it.
Absolutely.
So it's not like I'm like, Memphis. Well, I'm not going to say to him like, Memphis, like, oh, you should unalive right now. Like, sorry, I have a cold. Or like, Memphis, you should unalive right now.
My feeling, you will
your
say
aunts. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like for a good bit, I did hate Memphis. I'm a little more so indifferent about him now because kind of like there's no point in like getting riled up over what he says. But
I heard it.
What?
Wait, guys.
Happening.
Elsie has some chirping going on.
Were you silent? Were you silent, Bex? Were you silent when that happened? When you watched blatant daylight racism, were you silent, Bex? Or were you silenced?
I'm lost. I was. I'm so lost. Sorry, I don't think I'm allowed to be here when I'm not paying full attention anymore. Because I feel like I mistakes and get in trouble. This is what gets me in trouble. Because then the next day I'd be on YouTube, they'd be like, "Look at Bex silent." Like Bex was fucking doing something.
I swear it's LC.
I think it's LC.
Here's what
I'm with you, Cam.
It is who it is. It is. Blame his type. Whatever Blame his
No,
type.
because I swear the last time we had this issue, somebody had a YouTube video pulled up of like the chirping, and then they'll play it and then mute themselves again. And I swear it was LC who did it last time. See, he's guilty. He's not doing
Why am I guilty of anything? I'm high as a kite. Leave me alone.
Wow, Alcy, you're easy to catch. You're easy to catch, Alcy.
I'm easy to catch, I guess.
The giggle. I mean, geez Louise, the woman gives you this and you giggle.
Yeah, tickle my belly. Tickle me Elmo.
There it was.
Hey, Cam.
Yeah.
I
told y'all.
I heard it.
Yeah, no, Elsie, you did a good job of like muting Watch. I was like, no, it's not me. It's all good.
I don't know what the hell y'all talking about.
You can't. Well, you probably can't. Can you hear? Oh, that's okay. You got it.
They can't hear it. They can't hear it. They can't hear it, guys. And the fact that you keep throwing it in his face, the fact that you keep throwing it in his face is racist.
Wait a minute.
Okay,
I don't know. Maybe you had an African ancestor that gave you the gene. You can't hear it. Some people can't hear it.
LC's not making you dunk a basketball, is he? So just look, respect everybody's different talents.
I'm fucking 5'9". I don't play basketball.
Right.
I shoot
I'm
pool.
kidding. Hey, Cam, you know that if I ever say something, you're like, that sounds unhinged, or there's no basis in reality for that. All you gotta do is ask me, and I'll try to explain, or I'll tell you I'm trolling, I'm kidding. But yeah, as far as like some of the most controversial stuff I say in here, a lot of times if I see people that are believing in something that's I know not to be true, I'll kind of like really hone in on it. And I'm trying to think of a recent example. I mean, I'll give you an example. Like in terms of like the false equivalency and fake outrage. Lovely, I heard it again. I made a joke about LYNCHING in somebody like a few weeks back, and it was a conversation for like 2 weeks, maybe still a conversation. The reason why I felt like it was okay was because the day before I listened to different people on Bolt's panel laughing about beating Nick's kids to DEATH, like laughing, celebrating it. And it was just like, okay, like this is where the conversation, this is the threshold we're going to accept. Yeah. And they were being serious is the thing. And so it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I need to like necessarily go out of my way to police my speech, but if I think something's funny when people are being serious about stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, if I say something that you don't agree with, feel free to say like, why do you think that? Or that's dumb, and I'll try to explain.
And Cam, I would take the offer because I would say at the even more intricate ends of that offer, I've dived into Memphis fairly deep in my belief. I know him kind of in a way that since the first time he came on this live, because the first night we met was on religion and really dived into kind of in depth, understood someone. You can start to understand even why someone might joke the way they do or are the way they are or say the things that they do and it gives you kind of an understanding of the world that maybe you didn't have before but he will honor that offer. Like he'll go to any lengths of conversation you want to go to, and he'll answer kind of the most controversial questions you might have.
And I also try to make an effort.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Or go ahead.
Go ahead, Memphis.
Yeah, I'll just real quick. I always just try to go tit for tat too. I never try to be an instigator. If I'm on a panel, like we were on a panel with Moo one time, Robert and I were, and these were all devout evangelical African Christians. Like I kept that conversation as civilly as possible because that was the ethos of the conversation. I'm not going to walk, but if I go into a panel and they're talking about unaliving children, it's like, okay, well the gloves are off.
Right.
Okay, I get that, but it was like, I want to say it was the first time I've seen like Memphis in one of your lives. It was, one of the stupid like race prompts you had, and he was just going all at it, and it's just like, for a moment, I couldn't tell if he was like genuinely feeling this way, if it was a troll. And then I remember we had a discussion about it like maybe a week or so after, and you're always like, yeah, like Memphis is a true racist, and we were kind of like all jumping on Rob about it because it's like, how do you not see it? And then back to the whole thing with Nick's kids, like I don't condone like that on any end. Like I don't think violence should be brought up in that manner, especially if it's about somebody you know of. So it's kind of like, I'm not like, oh, well, the LYNCH jokes are okay or aren't okay, and then talking about beating somebody else's kids to be on live is like one's okay and one isn't. Like I don't believe in that. It's just kind of like,
Yeah, and I wasn't saying you did.
I feel
Please
that.
don't misunderstand
That's genuine, and that's I feel like the Cam that I have gotten to know is in that vein of somebody who is fair, and I value that.
thank you.
I'll co-sign what Robert just said.
But yeah, there's definitely worse that I've seen than Memphis. Like what is it, JP?
All right, I need to step my game up then.
No, you don't. I think you're fine where you're
Memphis.
at.
I don't. Memphis. I'm not even kidding. I ask myself. I don't know what I do, but till this day, I think, and this is not something I flatter myself with, but I really, really, really think like existentially, people in their hearts and their souls on a lot of it think that I am just the most terrible, racist, misogynist, homophobe. Like want to unalive me, and when I hear, well, see, you treat it casual, but when I hear certain things, I wonder how have I garnered this position. But you really have to step your game up. Whatever I do, I guess when I get into a panel, I see why people hate me, but I'm a nightmare.
Yeah, you got a damn genuine heart. You do. You always. I don't know. Like
your panel was the first one that I was able to have any kind of a conversation with in depth on a controversial topic without getting muted and dropped. That's the reason why I stuck around. I was like, all right, this guy can get a fair shake.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like that. I value that.
Robert, do you know what the hardest thing for any one person to accept is?
Well,
brutal honesty.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Most people can't take brutal
You want to
honesty.
know why I kind of have fun? So I am autistic, but like clinically not like self-diagnosed, but like I one of the parts that because we are who we are. Everyone is who anyone is. You are all who you are. And like for me, one of the things I have fun with my personality with is I know that it's very unnerving almost how I engage with people. But I have fun with that, and that is why I like others who can honor whatever they are, because in some way that's all I can do. I don't do well at giving you something that I'm not, and I always say it like that's why I don't run for office, or because I'm not good at that, and it's not my talent.
Yeah, well, it's an honorable trait, though. You know, the vast majority of people out here are spineless. You know, they'll just kind of contort their morals to whatever they feel like is going to have them be most accepted. And
do you want to know the part in my career where I learned that I was not going to do that was, I think I've written about this, but it was with Tina Peters. She was running for Secretary of State, but she was also the elected official who resided over certain machine functions and election functions during the 2022 election midterms, and she was being investigated by the FBI, and it was our second meeting in to working with her as a new client, and we had all just been read in on that she was under investigation, and everyone in the meeting was also being looked into by A, B, and C. And at that point, you have to kind of ask yourself, like, is this what I signed up for? Am I an ideologue? Am I somebody who's going to do what I'm doing because I believe in the cause? Am I somebody who does what I do because I want a future in DC? Am I somebody who does what I do because I value the money? Like there was a lot of propositions at that point to ask myself from a moral and value standpoint, and what I kind of came to was that I found that everyone needed representation, kind of like as an attorney, and I felt that was my function. But I forgot what you had said. I'm sorry. I kind of went on a tangential because I get a little bit nervous when I talk about my personal life. But
No,
I thought that was the story that applied to what we were talking about.
Yeah, I'll remind you. So I said a lot of people out here are spineless and basically not contorting yourself to that you said this is the time
so that was to me a moment where I came to myself professionally and personally to say that I was willing to extend myself for what I believed in the biggest way, because that closed every door. Like when, especially during the Biden administration, like nothing for me, like a meeting in DC, a meeting with anyone, any group, any organization, like closed, nothing could put. But it was worth the cause. And Tina Peters till this day is in prison, actually. But I find value in what I find is my mission and what I think is good, and so I kind of am a little bit of an ideologue, actually.
Yeah, and a long enough timeline, I feel like everything kind of shakes out the way it's supposed to. People kind of tend to get what they the same energy they put out.
You know what? That 100%, and like that was growing up. One of the biggest lessons my mother ever taught me, and I've told this story countless times on TikTok, but like my mom, she's a professional and successful person, but she also was very ambitious, and there were some of her counterparts that were maybe more ambitious than her, and I throughout her professional career would observe her decisions over theirs and wonder oftentimes why she wouldn't make the ones that would expedite their career in ways that I thought she should. And there was a point in time where her industry was under scrutiny to the highest level. And those around her who took a lot of those shortcuts were found, well, kind of ruined, like their professional lives were ruined because there was things that they did to take the shortcuts, and in that moment, I really it set into me in stone that I spent my whole life judging my mom as to why she wouldn't have made the decisions that these people would. But in that moment, I learned that the foundation that you build in the long game is exponentially more worthy than those who take the shortcut and skip the moral reality, and so I think that it's important that we we do what's right, because bad behavior always finds itself back to those who are doing it, always. And so that's why I always try to tell people who feel like they need to fulfill a vendetta against someone, is that bad behavior, if someone is mean to you, if someone just has absolute venom for you, that behavior, that view of the world, that energy will find its way back to them, and does. And you can feel sorry for them, but if you engage in it is when you invite that into your life, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's a lose-lose scenario for you. But yeah, no, I see it all the time. I mean, I watch people cut corners in work, not pay taxes, bribe public officials. They've got the lake house, they've got the Cirrus jet, they've got all this stuff going on. And then
I believe someone in the comments wants your attention.
So Robert,
who's Rosa Parks?
She said something about what is the bus that said the wheels of the bus go round and round, round and round, which is a song, right? It's a kid song. And next thing she knows, she's offended. Why would I say that? I'm like, I was making a joke about the wheels on the bus go round.
Because we think you ride the short bus. That's why.
Oh, wow.
Oh, thanks, Elsie. That was sweet.
Your name is literally Rosa Parks' car, but you want to get offended about that? Like, grow a fucking backbone.
Thank you.
On the bus go round and round.
Yeah, I think so too.
Round and round.
Because they have 0 followers, and
that's somebody trolling. That's somebody trolling.
That's Rob's account.
I didn't even look at that. Okay, that makes sense.
How many? Who's going to their following? Go, like, and I know they're about to
0
freak out. But
followers.
no, but they're
Yeah, they follow you. That's it.
oh.
So I was like, oh, who gifted
They follow
me?
me
And then-
too. They follow me too. Hey, Finn.
Oh, wow. That's hilarious.
What the hell? Man. Yeah, hurt people for sure, but it's on a spectrum of it, and I hate saying things like energy because it's very anti-religious, but
Yeah, I don't like it either.
yeah, but on a yeah, I don't know how to really have the conversation.
Well, there's a proverb that says, "The pit you dig for somebody else, you'll fall into," and
right.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can phrase it or whatever, but in general, typically people who are on a negative trajectory, it comes around full circle for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it leaves one still very fulfilled in understanding that it's not their job to fulfill a vendetta. Like when one has been wronged, you can know that person and their bad behavior does catch up to them, and it is not your job to fulfill.
It's even a step further than that. I mean, you're called to pray for those people. You know,
oh,
I mean, vengeance
absolutely.
is God's
Agreed.
alone, you know.
Agreed.
Well, when you can understand what I'm kind of conveying here at the highest level, you immediately look upon these situations in pity on the people experiencing them, because it's not something you can particularly connect with, but understand.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, people might be able to, you know, trick people, trick the authorities and all this kind of stuff, but nobody's tricking God. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to have to give an account for every thought, word, and deed over the course of your life from start to finish. So better prepare for that day than to see how much you can accomplish or get by with in this life.
Do Orthodox Christians believe that you can be forgiven for your sins kind of in the way that Catholics do?
I would say probably 90, 95, maybe even 100%, right? Regarding the conversation y'all were having earlier with the guy who was kind of argumentative. He had, what was his name? Pact or something? What was his name?
Right, it's Pac. That's his name.
Yeah. So, like, yes, I mean, if you're a practicing Orthodox Christian, the understanding is that you're held to a higher standard than somebody who doesn't have the knowledge that you have. So a priest, like, and also, like, how devout are you? Are you extremely faithful, or are you just kind of a one-time-a-year church person or something like that? Right. But yeah, I mean, the confession are probably very similar. The theology is a little bit different. But one thing that I was going to mention, because when people were talking about that guy saying he hasn't done enough, or he hasn't done this or that, like, one of the saint that's very rarely ever talked about in evangelical world, Protestant world, maybe some in the Catholic world, is Saint Dismas. And this is the thief on the cross. So when people talk about the ability to be forgiven, this person is the first canonized saint. The first confirmation that we had that human DNA would reach heaven other than Christ was this thief on the cross. And all he did with his dying breath said, "Remember me in your kingdom." So that's a sign of salvation. As long as you're taking on breath in this world, there's still an opportunity to turn things around.
Amen.
Absolutely. I think, and I think that's such a necessary message in today's world, where people feel overwhelmed by their life. I mean, and that's what's so sad, is today's kind of cultural conversation reinforces, and that's what I was trying to tell that person earlier, was there's a point to where if you engage fully in, like, the modern organizational structure the apparatus that can surround you when you need resources after these traumas, I think you'll find yourself in an echo chamber basically of your trauma, whether it's counseling, whether it's all of the things. I mean, this guy seems to be in a lot of different things.
Man, I hated it for him, because it's like, I think a lot of it, he has kind of no idea what he's kind of tiptoeing into. But yeah, I mean, I don't believe in modern psychology.
Well, and that's where I
counseling,
kind of
that
just
stuff.
got frustrated almost with the conversation because, like, I was trying to be there with him for the whole thing, and then when it just kept going and going and going with like
Yeah,
certain terms and
yeah.
He was looking at
He'll
all
figure
that
it out.
himself. Yeah.
no, I think he absolutely will, and I see I mean I genuinely see myself in him as I do a lot of people, but I really do think it's something that doesn't work back for you.
That might be me.
Bethy, do you have any opinions, Bethy, on what's going on? Oh wow, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Anyone else have any? Siren, get your mans. I mean, geez.
He ain't my man's.
Oh no,
Robert, do you know how to play chess with the Catholic priest?
Mm-mm. No. How? Is this a joke or are you what?
Yes, it's a joke.
Yeah. How do you do it? What are you saying? Does everyone get it? And I don't get it.
Get it.
no, I don't get it. What play chess with a Catholic priest? Whenever I hear Catholic priest and there's a joke involved, it's always about harming children for the most part.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
Liz, I'll be honest. I'm disassociating because this is too deep for me in my current mindset.
What's your current mindset?
Bex, what are you going to do for 4th?
I'm sending my kids to their dads.
No, but what are you? What is Bex? What is Bex?
I'm overwhelmed with life right now, so I don't really have the mental capacity for like the deepest shit right now.
No, that's why we're switching it up.
Yeah. What am I doing for the 4th? I will probably
tomorrow.
Yeah, well tomorrow the kids. So my kid's dad is coming to get them like right in the evening time. So I'm gonna be like it's gonna be kind of a rough night for me. But I'll probably drink. I'm not gonna lie, I will probably drink.
Take a shot for me.
Yeah, you can come and join us. I'll
definitely be around tomorrow. I'm gonna need a distraction. I on a very real note, like I fought really hard for my kids and like I haven't been away from them in a long time, and I'm super proud of their dad for like getting his life together and getting clean and like doing what he had to do. And he's doing really well in life now, and I want my kids to have a relationship with their dad, and I really like his girlfriend. And I'm super excited for them, and I've made sure that they're prepared, and I've given him ideas on things to do, and I make sure they have all the stuff they need.
As non-offensive as I can make this, no one asked about your kids.
I didn't say you did.
What about you? Like, what about you?
Oh,
like, where are you? As a woman, as a person, as a human.
I can't right now.
Yeah, but what will you? Yeah, I hope you have a good day. That's what I was saying. Like, where are you tomorrow? What will you be doing tomorrow?
I will probably be with you guys.
Yeah, hell yeah, let's go. You're welcome.
I can't right now.
Yeah, but what will you? Yeah, I hope you have a good day. That's what I was saying. Like, where are you tomorrow? What will you be doing tomorrow?
I will probably be with you guys.
Yeah, hell yeah, let's go. You're welcome. You're not you're welcome, but you are welcome.
I know what you're saying.
Bex, does anybody in your kind of environment use Starlink?
Yeah, I have Starlink.
Are you happy with it?
So I on a very real note, you guys know how I feel about Elon, but it is the only option for like how I live to have like the internet that we need for like gaming and whatnot. And I will say that it really is the best option on the market for roaming. For sure. I pay the bigger package price and I have the not the mini Starlink. It's the regular one, the full size one. It can get bogged down a little bit when it's like really busy. Like if you're in an RV park where a lot of people are using Starlink and it's like premium hours, you're going to get bogged down a little bit. And if you don't have a really good view of the sky, you will have some issues, but it's by far better than anything else out there.
So you give it an A plus Beck stamp of approval if you or somebody was making a kind of a long road trip to have.
Yes, if you're going to make a long road trip, I would 100% invest in Starlink. Yes, you can resell the equipment afterwards if you don't want to keep it. Yeah. But yeah, I would give you the stamp of approval.
Perfect. Thank you.
Actually, if you're going to do that, if you're going to do that, let me know because I have a referral link that will get you like, it'll get me a free month and it'll get you, I think it gets you something too.
Sounds like a plan.
That's cool.
For anybody, if anyone wants to get Starlink, hit me up. I have a referral link and it would benefit me a lot if you use my referral link and I would appreciate it. So.
And I bet you it benefits them too, Bex. It has to. Like usually it goes both sides, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, put that on my TikTok record. Yeah.
Well, and not only that, she's dating a fascist.
I mean, he is a known fascist, so I'm problematic in so many ways.
I really, what I do hold room to believe, Memphis, is that Trump can be the leader that we wanted, and maybe he will be, but he might like be rolling it out in time. And I do fear that Democrats feel the same sentiment, which was expressed earlier on this panel, which was that like once they get power again, like why release it? Like they feel that way. Why would we if we're there? If we're there.
No, I'm all in favor of using the power of the state to, right the ship, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're not going to do it, it's going to be done to you.
I'm interested to see what he'll do.
Me too. I mean, if he can legitimately play 4D chess like everybody hope he is, man, it'll be a legendary thing.
Do you want to know something? Low-key, that slogan, I hate that slogan. 4D chess, like, what the hell?
Oh, I don't like it either. It's literally a QAnon term. It's like a coping mechanism for when he underachieves. No. He's just playing 4D chess. It's like, no, he's completely going back on what he said.
Yeah, no, he is. And I think it was on a mission for self, and that's unfortunate. But a lot of things are.
I'm like the eternal optimist, though, so I always kind of hold out hope, but not.
Same. I do too. I hope. It is fun to be hopeful, and I think that I do hope that he is who we. But what I do also feel is that if he does not satiate the social wants of the country, and that's in a high order more than I think people know, and it's not just doing things like banning men at women's sports. Like it's a lot more.
Yeah.
Someone, a true radical, will come forward, and in some ways, I like the system for that. Like I think it will thrust someone, a genuine radical, kind of like you said, the person that they say he is. Like they say he is this person, but he's not. And I mean, at this point, why not?
Yeah. My prediction for the last almost, I don't know, over 10 years now is balkanization. I just feel like the country is too different based on geographic location to really all fit underneath one government, because it makes it even harder for international diplomacy, because it's like our word's only good for 2.5, 3 years. Every 3 or 4 years, there's a new, and they negate what the previous 3 years did. So just
for terms on negotiations. No, it's not only. I don't think people really know how mechanized that is against the United States people. Like the idea that people know when our elections are. It allows the world to govern in a way that allows certain time frames and periods to be oriented around that, and that's not good.
And fund candidates that are going to support it. They say, "Oh no, don't waste your money on him. He's only in office for another year. Dump money on this next campaign. We can win there."
Yeah, that's my life. It's literally my life.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I think the country. I mean, I feel like the country's already balkanized, but we just haven't realized it officially. But yeah, I mean, like when we had Mayor Bloomberg from New York sending down here undercover agents to do straw man purchases at GUN conventions, it's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, why do you feel like you need to be regulating firearms in Tennessee? So it's just like culturally, it's just like we're completely different nations, depending on where you live in the country.
Well, but like you said earlier, it's like we are as vulnerable as a president plopping 20,000, 100,000, however many Somali, anyone.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's really the disappointing part of state rights that I think people have forgotten is that I think that I wish we would fight more for the states to not allow these kind of things.
Yeah. That's what I think. I mean, I don't know how the balkanization would happen. I mean, obviously, the easiest thing would just be for sovereignty of the individual states.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, it's like I think like especially
we have too much going on at a federal scale, like especially with like military grade assets. You couldn't split.
That makes it tough. That makes it very tough. I recognize that. But what you see when you saw like millions of people leaving New York City to move to Florida during COVID because the restrictions in New York City were so bad, it's like New York City right now. I mean, I guess that Muslim just won the primary down there, whatever. And it's just like, dude, that's not going to be a city people want to live in 20 years.
Well, so, but what's unfortunate is that, and this is my grandest fear, is that I think the United States, as the whole Western world, is being teed up to radicalize itself, to actualize the outsourcing of itself, and that's what makes me sad. Is that the way to get the buy-in from the masses in the Western world is to make them ruin their society so they feel responsible for it needing to be replaced. And I think that's what we're walking into, because at the highest level, everyone at all levels is accepting that in the next 2 to 4 years, radicalism, like the candidates, the approach, and again, I'm kind of like the connoisseur of radical, like, cool, I love it, my thing, accept it. Like, everyone's going to be there. Everyone's going to where I'm at, I feel, hopefully, God willing. I mean, really, it would help me.
Yeah, if you wanted a litmus test, just look at the popularity of Nick. I mean, Nick Fuentes right now draws larger audiences for his live commentary than Tucker, like Credential Media, Bill O'Reilly. It's insane. And all these kids out here doing it.
I have great reservation for Nick. I have reservation for Nick at the highest scale.
What in what way?
So my paths cross with him quite frequently, actually, and in ways that in my industry, someone like him who tries to dabble in what we do, people kind of ostracize him because, like, who are you? Like, influencers are kind of like the joke. Like, if you're an influencer and you think you have any level of gravitas, like, don't get involved in don't think you're in anyone, because it doesn't really work. We run that kind of simulation with many influencers, and it just doesn't scale to election victories. But with him, I've intersected with him on a few paths. One was the Kanye West campaign, and then the other has been on the West Coast region, in more than one state, on multiple state levels with chairs, state chairs, so GOP state chairs, and then also at the national level, different types of advisory councils that also are watching and observing the work that's being done by him. And there's certain things, like in our industry, in politics, it is not like even sort of like, it's not, people wouldn't kind of get it, but it makes people, it would make the general person very uncomfortable. But like the idea that a Russian asset or like a Ukrainian asset or like registered agents are also just involved in the workings of, and there's kind of a lot going on, and so you have to consider a lot all the time. And for him, so you kind of know the drill. You know the drill. You know certain people. You know certain personality types. The way certain types of groups and people and even countries, regions operate. And with him, there's certain observations in my book that can be made that reek of organizational backing, even on the offset of what he's portrayed himself as. And I've been saying this for many years, that like I always kind of threw my brand of America First under the bus, because I think I know the riddle of my brand. And my brand, I'm not going to kind of convey the riddle, but my brand is a brand that was kind of captured a long time ago. It was brought to you and paid for by the public. Has delivered this America First kind of brand by someone. I won't say who. I don't know who. But if you follow a lot of the finances, you really start to realize, like, how does a young guy just kind of pop up out of nowhere, get all of it together? You start to realize in a lot of ways it doesn't happen that way. No one does do that. No one does have the time. If you're absolutely flat broke, you don't do that. Like, there's certain people that have certain connections. And for me, when I observe him, I'm not giving the details. In Memphis, if we ever talk offline and if I get to know you more, I might indulge you in, but there's more to know. It's just, he's an interesting character. And I'm also not saying definitively I know.
Yeah. I'm not, I mean, I take it at your word. But I mean, I've been following him since he was, I think 2015, 2014, maybe. And, do you know kind of any of his like backstory or lore kind of?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So like tell me if this kind of characterizes your overall sentiment towards him. You think that there's a lot of red flags, that he's a controllable asset by big money interest, whether it's like Cato Institute or one of these NGOs, that is that kind of where you're going?
No. And so this is where it gets infinitely more complex, is that, so private intelligence, people wouldn't really begin to understand or accept really how deep private intel has gone in our country. But because things like the clandestine agencies, the scale of the CIA, cannot ever be operationalized on the United States public, there is a private version that's federally funded and operationalized as private industry. And that riddles itself in things that call themselves marketing firms, that riddles itself in things that call themselves a lot of different words and things and companies and brands, maybe even that that become what they become. But the way that you can start for me, that you can begin to understand someone's orientation around these structures, because there are genuinely people who kind of come to these structures out of nowhere, is their story. And for him, it's almost like non-coincidental that every time there's certain elements, like, how did this
Robert,
figure not just...
Is that you in the corner? Is that you in the corner, or someone's trolling you?
I don't know.
Okay.
1 sec. I don't know. Hold on.
Okay.
You guys can continue. Give me a sec.
All right.
Okay. Sorry.
Kat, what are you doing tomorrow for the 4th?
I'm staying with my puppers.
Nice. Hey, do you have to do anything special with your dogs so they don't freak out for the fireworks?
So with Chase, he's never had a problem with it at all, ever. So that's
nice.
a good thing. Yeah. How about you guys? Any dog?
I don't own any dogs, but a friend of mine, they have a big bread and breakfast, and we go down there occasionally to like shoot fireworks and stuff. And
nice.
They had a border collie. Yeah, well, they had a border collie. Okay, nice dog. The dog was like off the charts intelligent, but they were concerned that the fireworks were going to scare him, so they put him in the garage and they just gave him some water and some food, and then they put him in a soft top Jeep. Well, about 30 minutes into the fireworks, the dog's out here running around chasing with the kids. And everybody's like, wait a second, I thought he was locked up in the garage. He freaked out so much he chewed through the soft top Jeep, goes through the door, comes outside and is playing. And as soon as the dog was intelligent enough to know that as soon as there wasn't any real threat, he just started playing. He was just having fun. It was kind of funny.
Yep, border collies are so smart.
Dude, he destroyed that Jeep though. I mean, he ate the stick shift, the steering wheel, everything.
Aww.
Yeah, he was scared for a little bit, but fortunately, fortunately the family they were okay with it. They were like, "Hey, lesson learned."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the dog's more important than the soft top. Couple $100.
Does car insurance cover something like that?
I never heard. I need to ask him.
I don't think so. In a soft top is a couple. I had a soft top. It's just a couple $100. It wouldn't even be worth doing an insurance claim because your deductible will be more, most likely.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It was Jeep Sahara or something like that.
Yeah. Aw, that's kind of cute.
It was funny because everybody was like, "Wait a second, I thought we locked the dog up." And
coming out checking with him.
Kind of in some of what we've discussed before, Memphis, I'm genuinely inquisitive about the organizational structure that governs our planet, if you will. And I don't know how much you've ever read the things that I kind of talk about and publish, but I really try to dissect this. Even scientifically, I do feel that it can be explained in ways that make sense and abide by all the things that I know, but also aren't like in controversy or in conspiracy. Like, I think conspiracy is kind of this version of synthesizing information that is, well, maybe it's not always a bad thing. It's like, I think there's the inaccurate synthesis of information, and there's inaccurate, and of course we're always just trying to get more accurate, because really accuracy is hard to gauge in a lot of ways, especially when we're pondering things like the existential questions, like why we're here. And I do think that when we think about these governing bodies and what they are obligated to uphold from that level, the conspiracy kind of dwindles, and there's still so much to be known, and still so much to be dissected, and so many problems and solutions that need to be presented. But that's where I wish that I could convey what I knew in a way that left people knowing what I knew, because the issues have solutions, but most of society is not interfacing with their issues. They don't know their issues because they're delivered a platform of ideas that really has nothing it engages more with commerce than their issues. And yeah, that's kind of the vertical I come from.
So, like, to summarize kind of your concern about Nick, or like your red flags, like how would you kind of like summarize it, I guess?
I hope that he's not associated. I'm always weary of everyone that they're associated with private intelligence at any level, and with who are they influenced by? And it's not always, is he taking a paycheck? It's, are his friends, is everyone in his orbit paid for by, or have they been infiltrated by? Are all the ads, or all the digital exposure they're being given, is it Malaysia? I mean, it's really, to consider how many actors, and it's kind of perplexing, but I'm concerned that he is operating in a compromised capacity. That's the gist.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I think it's a very healthy concern for anybody, especially people that have kind of these like overnight meteoric rises in social media. It's like, I mean, you're Charlie Kirk. That's an obvious one, obviously, but there's other people that they'll all of a sudden. I mean, Lex Friedman to me is the most astroturfed podcast I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm not even sure that guy's a triple digit IQ. Like, that guy seems legitimately dumb to me, and yet here he is. He's a top 5 podcaster like overnight, and he's a Russian Jewish guy. In defense of Nick, though, I've seen the guy take every debate call out in history. I've only seen him lose one time. In terms of finances, I've seen him the federal government freezes bank accounts to over $700,000. Where he gets his money from, he doesn't take money from corporations. He takes money from super chats. And then he did get around $600,000 in Bitcoin from Andrew Anglin. But other than that, it's like and Andrew Anglin's your quote unquote sponsor. I mean, that's about as right wing as it can possibly even fathom.
Well, that's why I'm always weary of saying that again. I'm very intentional on not viewing the world as there are villains. If I can ever explain as to someone not being a villain, I'm not going to apply it. He's not a villain. I don't look at him when I've even ever been exposed to him, spoken to him, been on the phone with him. I don't view him as a villain. I view him as a potential mechanism of use.
Got it. I understand. It's the same way that I view a lot of people. I mean, I think that, like when Tucker Carlson left Fox News, and then you see a Kabbalah bracelet on his left arm, it's like, all right, well, what the heck's going on here? But yeah, there's a number of people like that in media. I mean, like Ted Cruz, for example. I love Ted Cruz, and then all of a sudden he does an interview with Tucker, and he's like, my sole intention in getting involved in the U.S. Senate was to protect Israel. It's like, dude, what?
Well, but hold on. But you get that, okay? So because here's my longstanding like opinion or observation with all of this, including people like Tulsi Gabbard, including people like him, is that what I feel like I observed a while back was the institution, a conglomerate, seeing itself vulnerable in certain spaces in the media because things like Fox, CNN, establishment media was dwindling. They had to find these fractures, these people that could be these heroes of victors of the free speech movement, but are still very much within the structures. Because as you see with Nick, is that when you're outside of the structures, your finances are cut. They can ruin things, really.
Oh yeah,
but you had these very easy, very wondrous, very beautiful transformations of all these establishment figures. DNC co-chair Tulsi Gabbard turned like freedom liberty hero. I can't help but feel that even this kind of anti-establishment mechanism is a ruse, and at the highest level too. Because if I were ever to undermine even myself, I really fundamentally believe that the foundation, the funding, the mechanisms that are even at the highest level involved in this America First, you can find yourself involved in something where it's not what you think. America First could be something that's owned by someone, a mechanism of control that's associated with one, kind of idea that's not what you think it is.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Yeah, I think there's always a place for skepticism at the table. I mean, most recently, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. I saw it on Twitter earlier. But basically, somebody's claiming that he's got the receipts for QAnon being born in Tel Aviv. And again, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. But I mean, dude, I would talk to people in my personal life, and they'd be telling me about what QAnon's saying, and it's like, okay, why are you on 8chan? Why are you on 16chan? Like, no, you don't need to be on those websites right now. That's not for you. But yeah, hey, I very well could eat every word I've ever said praise-wise of Nick. But as of right now, if I had to bet on a single entity in the game that's in it for the quote-unquote right reasons, I'd probably put my chips on him. I can't. I mean, Thomas Massey's another one. I think he's more of an ideologue than, and then obviously.
I don't, and it's also not to say that I don't value him. In fact, I can kind of I can eat him up. Like when he speaks, it's like, geez, dude, you're right on. But that almost to me is always like an indicator, like, wait a minute, how are you? Like, where did you come from? Like, where this doesn't, because when you start to involve yourself at a lot of levels, it kind of just doesn't happen that way. And even these movements, and not to say that I've only interacted with him, but I've interacted in the apparatus, and as I've seen it, and as credentialed and as smart of people as I can respect, former candidates, clients of mine, people all across the country that observe his work team, it reeks currently of something.
Yeah. You definitely are
People,
going to have a whole
everyone.
lot. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, you definitely are going to have a lot more of an informed opinion of it than I do. I'm on the outside looking in, and I have access to primary sources that a lot of other people. When I had friends that worked at Stratfor, I got a lot better text messages from them. They don't work there anymore, but your opinion is going to be a lot more authoritative on it than mine. I haven't seen kind of the side of things that you've seen.
In a lot of ways, not so much though. Like I kind of give you what I know, and then I kind of lay the question out because, like, in a lot of ways, I'm not so. I'm left with a lot of questions myself. Like, I mean, all the questions you might have, I have. I ask myself, kind of like, is it as subversive a system as that it has actually operationalized itself and actualized itself to subvert its public at this scale, that there's even something like an influencer involved? That's not a small thing to say. I mean, that's a pretty pathetic government and society if that's where we're at. But it seems that's might be.
Hey, I mean, if you just take a look over the course of the last 20 years, I mean, just consider kind of the social narratives we were taught and fed. I mean, whether it was 9/11, whether it was MLK, whether it was Rosa Parks, it's like, no, this was curated. I mean, this was packaged meticulously and then sold to the public, and people bought in hook, line, and sinker. And it's like literally just up until recently that people are like, wait a second here, like, what do I even live in a real country anymore? Like, what makes the country?
Well, what and who? Like, where do the rules start and stop?
Yeah.
And Memphis, very good point.
And I ask myself that all the time. Like, okay, even take this. This is a current kind of question I ask myself. I fought hard, and I brought her up earlier, so I'll bring her up again. Tina Peters. You'd almost think a lot would happen to help Trump advocates when he gets reelected. That was kind of the thinking. I can say on my hand, maybe 0 actual advocates of Trump that have actually been touched by him in quite some time, and the reinstitutionalization of his administration. You have people like Dr. Kelly Ward, Arizona. Where'd she go? What happened to her? Did he help her? No, he didn't. What happened to Secretary of State candidate, New York Times bestselling author Rachel Hammond, California? Where'd she go? Oh, Shirley Weber. Oh, the Dr. Crazy Weber. She's there. I mean, where did Tina Peters in prison? Go to Michelle Fiore, or Nevada. Where is she? Former Nevada judge, Michelle. Jail, prison. And where's Trump? I mean, nowhere. And so, like, it kind of reinforces in my head the pistol packing. Like, Michelle Fiore is an example. She was the most viral gubernatorial launch in 2022 for Trump. Vanity Fair. She was the Trump. She was Lady Trump. Vanity Fair, Lady Trump. That was the headline. And I mean, so, like, the Trumpian people, the candidates, those that stuck their neck out, me, anyone, all of us, America first, that stuck their neck out. General Flynn, I had 75 endorsements by him last cycle. Where's General Flynn? How was he not given any tasking? Nothing, 0, nothing. Nothing. Are you kidding? Nothing.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, the revolving door with the Trump administration is concerning for sure.
Like, like anyone who ever wanted to bash General Flynn, I think has such a, like, you are such a low, pathetic, stupid individual. Other than the longest standing military general of the residing over the military intelligence apparatus, and you're going to call him stupid? I mean, are you kidding?
Yeah.
It's ignorance at its finest and not understanding or doing any type of research to actually understand and, quality it. So that's how I feel.
Like I'm not kidding. Like, if you guys were in the know of all these, like the America Fest, like anything that's been going on over the last couple of years that has kept the America First coalition intact, that got the America First election that you all wanted, it wasn't these people. And that's really where I feel very duped and subverted. And I started to feel that way at the end of the last election, because I realized that we were the big kind of
the suckers.
Cat. Well, because what I started realizing at the end of last cycle is that I started seeing that for the first time in my career ever, in any campaign, in anything I've ever done, we were the by far top dog in spending. Like, we had 8-1 staffing on GOTV, get out the vote. And we never have that. That is always the Democrats. And when I saw that, I started thinking, wait, something's shifted. Like, we've become what we said we hated. Like, we didn't want the George Soros.
So I had a very similar kind of epiphany, and it was when Trump took the Shelley Adelson money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it was just like, okay, $100 million from the biggest Jew in Vegas. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I mean, hey, but not to belabor the point, but just to circle back to Nick, he took hell for not endorsing Trump. He didn't vote for him. He said, "No, he's not our guy anymore."
No,
and I voted for Trump. I voted for him 3 times.
I'm the same as you, and I think that maybe we make the same observation over Nick, is that I admire that he's been there for things like even that, but I'm also a little bit skeptical of what motivates him.
I think it's fine to be, man. I think it's unless you know him personally, I think that is definitely an appropriate emotion to have with him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. To be honest, I mean, I'm always skeptical of most people being feds until never, because whether you're a fed from the U.S. or not, like, even in my line of work, you might find yourself with a ling 20 years from now, and all of a sudden you realize your wife is a Chinese spy.
Yeah.
So it's even
beyond that. There's a lot of people. Know. Yeah, there's a lot of people that thought for decades they were working for the FBI to find out, no, you were working for the Mossad. Every time you met with that person with an FBI badge, he was never part of the FBI. So it's just, there's a lot.
No, it's rough. It's rough. It's rough, yeah. Memphis. I think that those sort of revelations professionally, I think, really can maybe even change people. So I'm not always sad by that people might have those experiences, because let's say for myself, I would say if I ever did, I might find myself changing my tune, like thinking if you think you're an outsider and all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, I'm looking at all these financial records, and I find myself realizing that Peter Thiel's the funder of all of our stuff, of every single thing I've ever touched, and you start saying, well, maybe I'm just going to bow out.
That's the perfect example. And again, Nick is the one who brought this to light for me. If you look at J.D. Vance's career, his military service, his name changes, even his autobiography, that guy was curated in an incubator by Peter Thiel. I mean, it's why when after Trump survived his assassination attempt, I said it doesn't matter. I've told the story before, so I'll tell you the story.
But I'll tell you the story. So, and I've told the story before, but I haven't told it in a long time. But there was a night many days ago when I was going through some things, and I think what I'm maybe alluding to is sort of understanding the same thing with my life and the friends in the orbit. And I'm not always disconcerted, because there might be even more to understand about the world that even he's not the top of. And and I actually grew a lot of respect for a lot of what governs us, but at the same level, he's as involved, I guess, as you might think. And it's. Do you appreciate that? Do you not? Like, if you could be given the same potential, like if your doctrine could be imposed the same his could, would you take it?
Oh, I think you'd probably be guilty if you didn't. If you had the ability
Right.
to steer that ship the right way that you think it should be. Yeah, I would honestly, I would probably feel like God put me in this position for a reason. I need to do what He's put on my heart to do. That's something I would obviously talk with, the leaders of the church with, and say like, hey, is this a smart thing for the sake of my soul, and defer to them. But yeah, what Peter Thiel's done.
Do you find that your religious beliefs align with that? Like, do you ever find that religious leaders might say, hey, yes, pursue the deeper avenue, or is it always bow out, get out of the dirty work?
No. So I mean, I'm actually I don't even really believe in representative democracy. I'm a monarchist at my heart, and this stems from this idea of Byzantium, or the two-headed eagle, like you see in all the Slavic countries, in the Russian flag, and it's this idea of one organism but having two different heads: a secular political head, and then the church. And obviously, I mean, there's actually a service in the Orthodox Church called Royal Hours, and it was a service from the Byzantine Empire where, for the first time in human existence, the emperors of this world bow down to the King of Heaven. And it was a time when the king of a land would go before the patriarch or the priest and confess his sins. So it's called Royal Hours because the royalty showed up to do their confession at this time. So it's a completely different concept of this separation of church and state like you see in the West. I don't know if that answers your question or not.
No, it does. It does. Thank you. No, I think I try not to. I don't like to declare words like any of them because I have kind of my own framework that I try not to capture myself with any of that. But I do tend to lean surely with fascism, but more because I think the qualification to govern can be admired instead of loathed. And people can also understand, I think, that, and I have actually been called a monarchist at times, but I think people can understand that one can also be tasked and academically taught to be better at governing than others. And it's like, why not task your leaders to be the best of something, like any profession? And
Absolutely.
yeah, so and for that, I kind of don't, democracy kind of doesn't enthrall me.
No, democracy is basically whichever special interest group has the tightest bonds and access to the most capital is the winner for the most part. It is like a recipe for national subversion.
Well, do you want to know what I think democracy is? I think democracy is like the final kind of check on governance of institutional overthrow. So like, how can we keep our power, central banking, central planning, but allow the people to believe that they have some say in what's going on around them?
Yeah, no, I agree 1,000%.
Right. Yeah. And it's unfortunate.
I mean, the church fathers are like in complete unison on the deal. Heaven's a monarchy. We're called to establish heaven on earth. But yeah, a lot different concept than what you see in 21st and 20th century.
No, I mean, and I don't think people can, and this is like the spiritual kind of conversation that I wish people could understand, that I think what they are in store for, like, is it's horrible, and like you witness it, and I talk about it, and I think in today's world it sounds so fantastic and so like magical, like just not real. But, I mean, evil is real in my worldview, and that I think that we are exposed to it on this app.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I mean, just think about, 2 weekends ago, you had every blue-haired American in the country on street corners protesting, quote unquote, no kings. I mean, it's like, what are we doing? I mean, I wish we had a king, you know.
Well, and I think that if anyone knew how it's weaponized against us, democracy, that if like as an example, if we had one potential right now, like in history, to even say that let's institute a temporary dictator, you could offset so much issues that the world finds itself in, because they orient themselves around the ebbs and flows of the United States, its economy, the elections, and where that all kind of finds itself. And if people could, if like Trump as an example, a strong leader, could do kind of it's not a great reference, but like a Franklin D. Roosevelt, and I think moment, you can find yourself where you can do a lot more if you have more time.
Oh, big time. So, I mean, in my opinion, what I'm talking about, what we're discussing, was the mandate of the people from 2016 onward. I mean, you look at Jair Bolsonaro, you look at Viktor Orban, you look at Vladimir Putin. I mean, any of them. I mean, even, oh, dang it, what was his name in England? Has a bunch of success. Either way.
Nigel Farage?
Yeah, Farage, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was... Yeah,
well, no, I don't. I don't love Nigel. No, I don't.
He kind of flipped on us a little bit in the last year.
He's a flipper.
But yeah, but that was the call of the people. I mean, from Brazil to Hungary, I mean, even Shinzo in Japan, people said, no, we're done with this bullshit democracy. Give us a real leader.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
no, it's a sham, and I wish more people accepted that. No one will. Most people won't. But yeah, it's a show. It's a song and dance, and that's why everyone who gets elected thinks certain things. They say certain things, and they get there and they realize the world's a little bit different.
And I think that everybody's kind of come to that conclusion. If the politician, self-financed billionaire, real estate mogul, like the worst PC candidate in history, can't get in there and drain the swamp or produce substantive change, it's probably not feasible or capable of being accomplished under this current system. What that ends up being, I don't know. But
I would say in policy, I would say we can actually make more structural shifts than we think, even bigger than him. And the first of them would be, in my opinion, and I've talked to you about it before, is releasing the budget to public eyes. Is that if we had a system that after, I think, and I reconfirmed it, I think it was 2018-19 that this provision was put in, where we can now lie about federal budgets, banking, institutional budgets, Fed budgets, distribution. I think if we can do things like check that mechanism, check certain things within, but I'm also concerned that we also are like running out of time, and I've had that conversation with you on certain things, and they're not going to maneuver the time frames to meet certain markers, and I can accept that. I don't know.
Well,
so
I think you hit the nail on the head, though, because I don't know about your personal conversations, but I mean, when Elon Musk got involved with Doge and started, put up the website for how horribly our finances are being used. I mean, the billions and billions to Ukraine, the billions and billions to, monitor transgender frogs in the Amazon and all that kind of stuff. That's enough to win over the average taxpayer and just say, this isn't working for me. I'm paying attention now. And I think that's ultimately probably what it takes in this country is some kind of like a long enough duration of feeling defrauded by your own government where people will just check out and say, yeah, this isn't what I signed up for.
Well, but I fear that though, because unfortunately, Memphis, I feel like that is what is being mechanized against us, is that the American people. So in at this level of governance, let's say the central planning level, buy-in is crucial, societal buy-in, because the historic record needs to show that they chose their demise. Yeah. They walked into their demise.
Yeah, they don't need there to be a smoking gun. They need to basically say, no, this was the will of the people.
Right. And so for that, I feel like it's kind of infinitely more complex to stop these moments, which is why I find those intricate historic moments like what Trump just averted a war was interesting. Like when he issued that statement, and I thought it was interestingly crafted for those of us that maybe think like I do. That he said this was a war that could have been. It was a 12-day war. It could have been. It never was, and it's over. That declarative language shuts even like the powers that be from the president of the United States down, even if like the military industrial complex is trying to precipitate into what would be a catastrophe for its benefit. Strategically planned moments like that can be still effective in hedging against time.
It's
like
huge.
You can kind of push the moments out. And
it's huge. Well, what he did, he put a period on the sentence. He said it's over. So it didn't matter how much Bibi Netanyahu visited Congress or Senate. It was over. The president of the United States said it's done. It's done. Move on.
Right. And I think people struggle with that sort of communication. Like they don't. I think that you understand what I'm trying to communicate here, but yeah, I agree, and I'm glad that he did that, because it's critical that moments like that get dealt with like that, because they can become, everything that we talk about.
Just imagine if you had a pushover like George W. Bush in there. We would be at World War III right now.
Oh, yesterday. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
We would still be in Iraq and Afghanistan. We'd be in Iran. Half of our citizens would be in the Middle East.
Yeah. And what's fascinating is if I feel like if anyone knew the truth of why Trump is loathed, it's his insights into the intelligence, the world of intelligence, the IC, the institutions that govern, and it's sad that to allow the public to interface with their government, what is governing them, is so combative, that this relationship between the governed and the governor has become so combative, because the perception political gives people this fluffy version of what they think, and then when they're exposed to reality, they're resentful. But I do think that there are good minds, even at the highest levels, that are trying to reorient this. And weirdly, I do think that Peter Thiel is a part of this institution that wants people to understand things and revert back to something that would be more of a nationalistic perspective.
Yeah, Peter Thiel, I think. Yeah, I think we talked about the Hulk Hogan story with Peter Thiel. Do you know the story?
No.
This is if you get a good 15 minutes, you want to have some entertainment reading, just Google up Peter Thiel and Hulk Hogan. So I'll try to make this as concise as possible. But you know Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So either way, that dude's life's falling apart. He had like a reality TV show. His wife's divorcing him for trying to take all his money. So there's this radio disc jockey named Bubba the Love Sponge. I don't know anything about him, but he's like a friend of Hulk Hogan, and he invites Hulk Hogan over to his house. And I guess like Bubba the Love Sponge and his wife are like in an open relationship or something weird. Okay. He gets Hulk Hogan drunk and says, "Man, my wife's always had a crush on you. And man, I know you're going through this with your wife, whatever. I'm leaving the house." Okay. And the wife basically tells Hulk Hogan like, "Hey, I want to sleep with you or whatever." And he does the deal. Okay. And she records the thing, and Bubba the Love Sponge sells the tape, okay? And Hulk Hogan feels like betrayed beyond all belief. The media outlet that he sold it to was Gawker Media. Gawker Media
of course.
That was like a massive media. Yeah. So either way, they published a story. Well, I don't think anything of it. I don't even know if I heard the original story, but somebody just sent me the article about the lawsuit that was coming along. And he ends up winning a lawsuit in the hundreds of millions of dollars, bankrupts the CEO and the media outlet together, okay? And
who is this?
It turns
Peter
out, no, Hulk Hogan. Peter Thiel comes in the story because it's like, how in the world is Hulk Hogan managing a divorce where his wife's probably going to try and take everything he has and successfully litigate against this massive media conglomerate and the CEO? Like, how is that possible? Peter Thiel was the money backer. The reason why Peter Thiel was the money backer was because Gawker leaked his story about being a homosexual. So Peter Thiel, this was 10 years prior. Peter
Yeah.
Thiel waited around for 10 years and employed people to watch any kind of lawsuits that popped up with Gawker. He had a hit list, essentially, of anybody
Yeah.
who had betrayed
No,
him ever before in his life. Yeah, I mean,
ruthless.
he's
Ruthless.
reincarnated Roy Cohn. I mean, it's like fascinating figure or whatever. Like, not that I agree with everything he does.
He kind of, yeah. Oh well, I've never made that comparison, but yeah.
Just in terms of his vindictiveness, obviously not in terms of his business success. Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, kind of in both. I mean, it depends on what you see success, because like there's also like those who have this like perception of value, money, especially in today's markets. But Roy Cohn could have been a Kanye. He went from 12 billion to 500 million in 2 days. It's like
overnight. Yeah,
the perception of wealth, especially for these people, is like.
Yeah, I think Roy Cohn and took a pauper's oath in court. I mean, technically, people said he had probably controlled around 40 million in assets, but nothing on his name. You know, so I don't know the details.
Well, especially when you deal in the world that they do of power and information.
Just major power broker for sure.
Information is the name.
Oh yeah.
Information is the game.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, I mean, when you consider that's Trump's mentor, it's pretty easy to understand kind of how Trump's been able to. I mean, the dude beat the unions and the mob in New York City. I mean, it's like he obviously had some connections and a brain on between his ears to accomplish this.
It requires something that people would never think he has. It's like the opposite of what anyone thinks he has, which is finesse. Talk to me. Hey, I'm your friend.
Yeah.
Tell me things you never wanted to tell anyone else.
Yeah.
It's a good
Sorry,
method.
Robert. Can everyone help tap? We're almost to 100K. We're at 97.
Yeah,
Please
I mean, guys, if you also you guys haven't been talking much. If you guys want to jump in.
No, we've been tapping. I've been tapping Cosfaz. We're supporting it our own way because it's been interesting listening to you guys, but almost got you 100K.
Thank you.
We'll get to 100K.
Yeah, Nicole has been a front runner as always, but yeah, we're all trying.
Of course.
Nicole's kind of the backbone of the live in many ways, from what I understand.
She really is.
Yeah.
Nicole's a goat.
I agree more. Absolutely. Nicole, you rock.
Nicole, I take back everything I've ever said negative about the Irish. Hail Ireland. Hail Ireland.
The N-words of you.
My normal go-to is potato N-word, but hail Ireland tonight and forever. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go on record and say no tea attack tomorrow on July 4th. And, I don't know if I want to make a prediction about Iran, but yeah, I'm going to say no tea activity tomorrow. I will say guaranteed a mortar casualty. So we can check back in 48 hours and see what's reported.
I mean, God willing, it's
Good.
but at the same time, if I love you and I care about you, and you say, hey, what's going on tomorrow? What's the word? I'm going to say, hey, whatever you do not go out anywhere tomorrow. Stay home.
Amen.
But, it's not this friendly message. It's a testament to something we should have dealt with long before today, which is why are all these people that we don't know in our
freaking country. In our country. Yeah. Yeah. To me, I'd be completely okay with if you can't, if you have any kind of criminal record whatsoever, if you can't explain like how many generations you've been in this country, the onus is on you to prove why we need to keep you around.
Not only that, but like I was exposed and like I would say I'm happily exposed to a Jewish person that was kind of freaking out on his Jewish hate comrades the other day and like saying it was actually a friend of ours, Haifa, this Bob or whatever, where he was saying like America first. The fact that you guys, because like all his Jewish friends were like condemning him for wanting to say things like,
Bill Maher.
Yeah, because he was really annoyed that like basically, I discovered that his perspective is that you have to put the United States first to allow Israel to flourish at all. Like
You guys, you got to 100K, by the way. Way to go, Nicole, Cam, Cuz.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I love Bill, even though he's a little crazy. I like him.
Watch. Let's do a like. Here we go.
Let's do Paul.
Nicole, thank you for like you getting us like you got us like over like I think it was 60,000 or 70, and then she got us all coming in because I was like, let's do this.
Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah,
You rock.
Nicole
is the queen of
Nicole is a legend and a goat.
Like I would literally unalive for Nicole.
I would unalive you for
She's
her.
amazing.
Does that make sense?
Oh.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would too. Yeah,
I would like do the worst. Does that make sense?
I would convert to Judaism.
Where have you been, little girl?
Huh?
Where have you been?
I've been a busy bee.
Oh, I'm sure you have been.
I'm back too. I'm back too.
I'm peeling a mango right now.
Yummy, one of my favorites. Oh my gosh.
Lady, like what? Oh, no. Never mind.
What?
Oh my god.
Nothing. I feel like it's me and Memphis and Nick, and we're kind of cornered right now.
Sometimes when you guys get going, it's better. Sometimes when you guys get going, it's better to just let you fucking have it. You know what I mean? Because the women ain't getting words.
No, because the truth is that women, you guys, no, don't say that. Because the truth is, you women, you love nothing more than smart men talking about the world's issues. You guys, good women, get off on it.
We do.
I do. I love to hear it. I love to listen to it. Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah, so don't undermine it.
I'm not undermining it. I'm just saying I know
very
my
much
place.
appreciate
You know
it.
what I mean? Like
But
if I'm
I'm
trying to
saying-
bust in the conversation when y'all are going at it, you're gonna know your place, little girl.
Well, because not everyone's
respect
qualified
the
to
fact-
interject.
Well, I'm definitely qualified.
When we respect the fact that we're listening and honestly taking it in while tapping the screen, which is just both positive.
Which is basically why we are the best women in the world, because we do sit here and tap the screen and do what we're supposed to do. Well, the men.
But I was actually, but I mean, that's too. It's also listening and like I learned, like I was listening. It was very active conversation. If that makes sense. I liked it. So
Well, yeah, I mean, the real life equivalent would be like if Robert and I were out in the field hunting down a deer, and then we come back home, and then supper's ready. It's like it was a pretty nice thing to finish up and see 100K likes.
Exactly.
Yep. That's a damn good point. You're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's why we are the
Wonderful.
best on the planet. Just remember that.
Noted.
Thank you. Put some respect on that big Bex there, fucking Memphis.
Always. That's all I know how to do.
But have you noticed this about certain like type of friend groups we have? Because that just went all online. We all had our little roles and listening. It was cool. I like that. But it takes one person to fuck that all up.
Well, very much so. One person interrupting can derail a conversation. That's why it's like, dude, on so many of these panels, there's just no point. I've got better things to do with my time.
Right.
Oh,
Exactly.
absolutely. And I've gotten a lot better recently, just at like ending it, like shutting the fucking live off. It's like, especially like I've just gotten zero tolerance, and like my barometer is gauged even by different people. Let's say Memphis, like when you leave, I realize like I know, like because I feel the same, and so like I'm really living and learning. But I also will say to all of you, and this is like a short term thing. Depends on my availability. Like if I become unavailable, I won't be able to do this stuff.
Oh, so hey, Robert, check your Cash App. Nicole said so.
Oh.
Geez, is Nicole a shoe-in for TikToker of the freaking year already? We're only half through.
Nicole is very high on the list of Nicole was very high on the list of fucking best.
I love Nicole. Like all you bitches could get out of here. Seriously.
Oh.
You know that's
excuse me?
but okay.
I know, I'm teasing.
Excuse me? Wifey?
Wifey.
Wifey.
Yeah, I'm everyone's little
gem, little dog princess.
Well, what can I say? I'm a fan favorite. I know, I'm teasing.
Excuse me? Wifey?
Wifey. Yeah, I'm everyone's little
gem, little dog princess.
Well, what can I say? I'm a fan favorite, sweetheart. I'll always be.
You are, my love. Yes.
Oh, I know. I don't need you to tell me.
I'm gonna tell you again. You are.
You'll always be our jihadi Jane.
Oh, thank you. And you know what? You'll always be my favorite Jewish man. I love that.
You bitch. Oh man.
I love Jewish lives matter.
Jew lives matter. If there was a more appropriate time to say Jew lives splatter.
Oh my God.
Who has the racist wife?
Hold on.
Like I said, it's always that one person that can ruin it all.
Wait. Sorry. Okay, I got it. All right. Hold on, folks. Oh, wait. Let's go. All right, Nicole. Nicole is we should make like a badge, a Nicole badge. We should make I know what I'm gonna do. So, but thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Nicole. Very much appreciated. Not with any requests to drop any of the degenerates on the panel. So that's always wonderful. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Nicole. Sending in and not asking for you people who, frankly, you know what? Now that I have 2 minutes, by the way, speaking of which, you people, all of you, and I don't know about all of you, but I know about all of you, most of you, that you all did stuff before marriage. And if you're in here and you are before marriage and you still have an opportunity to not be these people, do it. Do it. Okay. Hold on. What the hell? How do you end this thing? Oh my goodness. All right. And done. Over. I hate this new.
Not I.
Huh?
I was an angel before marriage.
I'm so confused what we're talking about.
I'm sure.
Well, I know you women have been told, do what you want, live your life.
No,
it doesn't matter. Men will love you.
I read the Bible.
Well,
good.
And I hope you know.
All through college, like I got saved right after.
I was trying to be. I would be sent back home. They told me. I'm gonna be sent back home.
Ignore the fact that I have a 21-year-old, but I wasn't married that long. But yeah, no, it's fine. But you know, it was my mind. I married the man. Does that count?
What?
If you have a kid before marriage, but you marry the man the kid is by, and have the rest of your kids by the same man, does that count?
Sweetheart, no, that doesn't count.
I don't want to speak. I won't speak to this. My counsel growing up, they always said, do not tell people things that makes them hate themselves.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna stay quiet.
My kid thinks we're ridiculous, by the way. He's like in here just like
your child. You know what? Your child, from listening to me, should grow up to be a legend. And there's, if your child grows up anywhere, actually, I'm going to rephrase. If your child grows up half of all of this in this panel, God help him. I mean, Lord have mercy.
He can hear you. Listen, he can hear you right now. You can talk to him.
You know what, kid? It's not going to be pretty. But you know what? On the other end, you'll be great.
Does Robert, do you take in what Robert says?
Grain of salt.
With a grain of salt?
Wow. Oh, it's almost like Bex is your mother.
You know what? You got
I feel like that was literally Bex responding right there.
No, this kid especially is literally me.
Hey, Bex. Bex's son.
What?
Don't This probably isn't going to mean a lot right now, but as you get older in school, just remember it was not 6 million. It was not 6 million.
He actually knows what you're saying right now.
Well, but not. Well, let's also say that if it was, why didn't they tell you about everyone else times 10 of what happened that year?
Personally, I celebrate the 6 million.
Was it 6 million? Was it 200,000? I think the thing we can all agree on
It's
is
like
it wasn't enough.
I feel like we all just captured every ideology in America right there.
That was literally the entire span of that entire. That was a spectrum. And he sadly understood all of it, didn't you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking.
He said I wasn't listening. He is my child.
If you meet a Jewish woman, marry her. But
Hey, Jewish? What do you guys mean?
well, I'm just telling him. I'm saying if you meet a Jewish woman, marry her. But other than that, do not. Refrain.
Would you marry a Jewish woman?
From all the Jews you will ever meet.
Does it matter if they're Jewish or not?
No, I don't care.
Exactly.
Oh, go date a go. No, you know what? Go date a black.
Go date a black. There you go.
I don't care.
Then you'd really be like your mom.
Go get down with it.
Never that.
Oh.
Then you'd really be your mom's child.
Wait, who's Donna? Oh, hey Donna. Hey, oh, hello. Hey Donna. Donna, how are you?
Donna is coming for Nicole.
Oh, Donna, how are you? Donna, are you in? Donna, hello. All right, Donna, I'm gonna have to drop you. You seem like a poser. All right. Here we go.
Wait, Donna's always going to be Donna?
The fuck?
So, Carnage, I didn't know. I didn't know before a few days ago that you, in fact, are a black man. Black. You're black. You're black. You are black, Carnage. I did not know before a few days ago you're black.
Say it again, sorry.
Carnage, you're black.
Okay,
you are so black.
Hi, Carnage. How are you?
Did you never?
He's literally from Barbados. What did you think he was?
I don't know. I hear voices, and sometimes when people start saying things like, criminal activity or hurting people, physical harm, I say, oh, obviously, everyone knows. But Carnage has held himself to a place where I thought to myself, maybe I don't know who he is. He's kind of a digital figure, an obscure
He is
figure.
a son of chaos and a professional idiot.
But now he's black.
Carnage, which I laugh when I see your bio. I'm like, it's so not you. So not you. But that's your bio.
What?
Your bio says you're a professional idiot and a son of, and which I don't believe is true, but it's funny.
He's a homosexual.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't even saying that. I was saying what his bio said.
Yeah, just call him what you want to call him. You know what I'm saying? Call him that word. Yeah, I know what you want to call him. Let's say it together. I'll say it with you. Hey. Listen here, you. I'll say. Go ahead, Kat. Go ahead. Say it.
You're amazing.
Kat, you have 5 seconds to say it. Otherwise, your moderator status will be taken away.
Fuck that shit, Hyper.
You'll be dropped. Oops.
Kat, oh my god! Wait, did she do that or did you?
Whoops. Kat, you have to re-request now, Kat.
She's gonna get mad.
She's I know Kat's angry.
I dropped myself.
Kat. So the thing about Kat is like, when she gets mad, she'll just disappear. Like, she'll just disappear.
Hey, Carnage.
You're such a bitch. Oh my gosh, I love it. Poor cat.
Carnage, I have a really vague
Where
memory.
is Kat?
This is you dropped her, no?
No, she dropped herself.
Oh
wait,
my
hold on.
god, not she dropped herself.
Wait, hold on. Cam, are you here? Cusp, are you here? Everybody unmute. So let's get some
I'm
loose
alive.
skin.
Some what?
Wait,
Cam's here.
Carnage, are you
Cusp is
here,
here.
Carnage?
Cusp, are you here?
I am here.
I am ready for the
Carnage
fourth.
is not here.
Cusp,
Carnage is
hello,
not here.
Cusp. Testing 1 2. Cusp.
Tell all the rumor mills that I am I got my liquor for the fourth. So, alcoholic Bexy's ready.
Okay, we're
Okay.
all gonna turn our cameras on. Whoever is darkest is gonna be dropped.
We're turning.
Yeah, let's do it. Who you guys want to? I think I might go home. No, oh no, never mind. Hold on.
Imagine Memphis is the darkest.
You want to know something weird? Is that even though I'm not like
Pasty white.
like Memphis, I'm whiter than Memphis. I'm like I don't actually know what he looks like, but like I'm
Lend me some
like
of your wings so I can
paper
stay on the
white,
panel.
like actual fair, like olive skin. When
You're
it's
from what I remember.
go ahead.
Memphis, do you have a mullet?
Wait, Kat did not drop herself, she said.
Oh, I don't know.
Wow, Kat.
Who dropped Cat?
What were you gonna say,
Okay,
Memphis?
bye, Carnage.
No, I was gonna say
I'm kidding, Carnage. I love ya.
regarding your complexion, Robert. I remember being very light complected, and then Carnage. Are you there?
Yes, I am here. Hello.
Hey, what? So in fourth grade, I have a vague memory of being forced to read a book about the Barbados. It was like, I'm pretty sure it was fiction. Do you have any idea what that would have been?
There are many books about Barbados. That does not really narrow it down.
Yeah, but which one do you think would have made it to a fourth grade public school curriculum? Like, what's your most national famous book?
We have a ton of them. I don't know what.
Right. Give me a second. I'll find out.
Hold on, Carnage. Can you please re-request?
Oh, that's bogus.
We have a
sitting here drinking a Coors Light.
Oh, hey, True.
Hi,
Hi,
that's
Bo.
a Coors Light because
Don't
Bud
speak
Light
to me.
won't
I
pay
invited you to
nothing.
my fucking space and you did nothing.
I'm gonna get on this
what
to
is
you people.
what does your BLACK ass want, Bold?
Haifa is a fucking traitor, and I invited her to my space to ask her questions.
Hey, shut up! You don't talk to her like that.
I don't give a.
I literally said, come now. It's something like come now or like why? I'm not just gonna come. Like you have to tell me why.
Because we wanted to have a fucking discussion, and you don't want to, elaborate.
People
Bold,
don't.
you know
But
what?
Bold, do you ever consider? Hold on, Bold. Do you ever consider that you have not earned the trust of a soul on Earth, most especially on this app? You don't earn trust. Who? Like, I cannot ask a soul, hey, do you want to go to to Bold's live? No one wants to go to your live. People go to it. They don't want to. It's torture. It's chaos. Why don't you make your life, your world, your orbit something that people want to go around, Bold?
I mean, I would go over there, but I just am going to get muted and blocked. I have a reunion. I have a class reunion, and my Cash App is Love 77, and I have a balance of
your Cash App
600.
and Kiss. Your Cash
You
App.
just
Your
came over here to
Cash
like.
App could.
Well, it was
could
someone
eat
advised
shit.
me to do. Somebody that Robert knows advised me to do that. So I was just, I don't usually do that, but they told me to do it. Oh, okay, yeah, and August sent me a Cash App as well, so that was also.
Well, you sound like you've been drinking.
Are you gonna avoid the whole conversation though?
Bold
You sound drunk.
I'm not fucking. I don't drink, fuckers. I drink.
Are you?
He's
Are you just
using.
tired? Oh no. Are you on that brown boy? Are you on that Huron?
He on that
Only
H.
YT people in the fucking trailers use that
You know
shit.
how rude the message was, Robert? It just said, "Get over here now." That's all the message was.
He's on that other H. He's on that Hennessy life.
Like, yeah, it's giving Crown Royale apple flavor.
No, it's giving.
Me myself, I'm a whiskey man.
Okay.
No rocks, straight.
Five at a time. It's like I think a jumper.
Show these people how handsome you are.
Okay. Let me turn on my camera.
Do you remember him?
No, I know him, Drew. I know Drew, but I don't know what he looks like.
He's Mongolian. No, I'm kidding. God forbid. No, God forbid. He's not.
I'm actually Lebanese.
You said you're Qatari.
Oh, I'm kidding. I didn't mean us kids. I love the Asian people. I love the Chinese.
I am celebrating the final months of my life before the big beautiful bill kicks in, and my life is.
You get deported.
So I won't be deported, but
They're deporting citizens now.
Aren't you oldly American?
Yeah, like
have you only been to America?
Americans are getting
Wait. I went to Canada a couple times.
I'm really confused right now. Like, who taught the slave how to speak English?
Canada is just older America.
Hey,
Wow. Can you read, Carnage?
I did illegally cross the border one time. Actually, it is reminding me. I got in the wrong lane trying to drop somebody off at the Canadian border. And I went through and I actually got in trouble. Like, they pulled me into customs and they made me give all my documents, and then they were searching my minivan at the time, and they pulled the back door completely off my minivan and completely off. And they had to rig it back on. And then I got a letter from the Canadian government that apologized and said that they would repair the van.
We should.
What? Did you repair it?
I'm not even kidding. I'm being so fucking serious right now.
Wow, that's crazy.
The government doesn't know though that the door was broken before.
Why are you telling?
We don't talk about that. That is not to be talked about.
My kid is telling on me. My door had been broken before, but I didn't tell them. So then when they went to open the door, they yanked it.
We almost got the free door.
It's not their business.
Exactly.
That's smart.
I was gonna have to pay for it, but I didn't. We ended up not getting rid of, or we ended up getting rid of the van. Not after that, but not long after that.
None of their fucking business.
Shut up! Why are you such a snitch on everything? My kid just be in here blowing up my stuff. Do you want to talk? Do you want to make
check the chat?
I've almost hopped on panels a few times, but
you're not allowed to.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Free my guy, bro. Honestly, don't. This place is garbage. Stay where you are. We're trust.
He hears enough from the seat here. I will say he pops in. He has a TikTok and he pops in every once in a while. People just don't know who he is.
Oh gosh.
That's adorable. I love that.
Does he know who I am?
Oh yes. He knows all the main characters, right?
Ask him who his favorite characters are.
Who's your favorite? Okay, that's a good question, actually. Who's your favorite characters?
Oh. I have to look.
It's Robert. Robert's the hero. Let's go. Go ahead.
No.
Is there anybody that you
Discord.
Okay, he's looking at my Discord.
Your son's a white apologist, just so you know.
Well,
who is your favorite, and do you accept?
The fact that he didn't just choose me unequivocally says that your son supports black people more than he would ever support me. And you know what? No, you know what I say? You and your son can be buried on the walls with the blacks or the N-words. You don't want to pick. You don't want to pick me. You don't want to pick me. Then you're out there. You are out of the wall.
I think it goes officer then Robert.
Oh, officer and then Robert. He said.
Right. I can deal. Officer. He would want the same as I. I can deal.
Okay.
Diva, so I think
that's
Robert's
Robert's
like a diva.
That's a smart son of yours.
I'm the eccentric version of officer. Okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That's actually pretty true. You are kind of the eccentric version of officer, actually.
That's okay. I can own that. I'm an eccentric, and I own my
He's
my
like,
eccentricity.
no, you're all terrible racist people, and I know
like hyper too, right? He's like hyper. He said he thinks Haifa's funny.
As a hoot is what we call her.
Yes,
and a Yahudi in
I'm trying to
reality.
think of who you've like talked to.
I was there with all the drama you had.
Oh yeah, he's well versed in the drama. He's well versed in the drama.
I don't know your son, but if he thinks I'm worth anything, then he might think Ligma. He might think Ed. Ed was
Ligma's
a good guy.
Cool. Ed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ed.
Ed's fair. He's a good guy. He's a little.
Ed Lover?
Yeah. No. Ed. Big Ed. Big old Ed.
Gotcha.
Ed. Post irony bro is his.
Yeah. Like big boy Ed.
Gotcha.
What does he think of Memphis?
You know what sucks about that is I really do.
Says like the really racist shit, like just with no filter.
Oh, okay, you can't bias this response like that. It may have been like Memphis sounds like the small.
Well, I feel like if that's that guy, you can't bias. Well, his other name is Memphis, Tennessee, but it's ABCG.
What does your son does any like? Okay, because like here's what I'm a little captured by. And Memphis, like I love you. He's the guy is a great guy, but I'm not. I have heard from virtually everyone that I am by far. I am the guy. I am the most racist SOB on the app.
Besides Bleach, maybe, yeah.
How have I done this? What have I done that other people have not done?
I don't. Yeah, no.
No, we need an answer to that because I really got to up my game.
Your legs are freezing. It's hot outside.
You know what I think it is? I think it's
jealousy.
I could tell you, but I'm not going to tell you.
My personal theory is that they think you're redeemable. They've written me off a long time ago.
I can also.
I think what I think it is, Memphis, is
jealousy.
I know by state usually what razzes the people I'm talking to, and I love it, and I kind of revel in it, and I think that you're a little bit more innocent. Like I really think you're not trying to do that to them, but like some of these people that are just the nightmare SOB N-words.
I think that's the problem is that when you do it or I do it or whoever does it, it comes from a rage type thing. When Memphis does it, he's literally just talking.
Oh no, that's no. Like for me, that's what people don't like about me too, because people will make the same sentiment about me, like, and I find it funny that they'll make the same with him. Is like, they'll say things like, "Well, they just convey such hateful and terrible messages, but they say it such a nice way."
But Robert, can I say something to that? Because then I say something one time. Meanwhile, you and Haifa and Memphis.
We're men, though. Let's not compare ourselves.
Hold on. No, I say something one time in a comment, just saying,